Today I'm going to compare the 15-inch M3 MacBook Air to the 16-inch LG Gram Pro. The MacBook Air has a powerful M3 chip, an excellent display, a fantastic keyboard, and a great trackpad. The LG Gram Pro has an amazing 16-inch OLED display, an external GPU, a powerful Intel Core Ultra 7, and some great AI features. Both are thin and portable, and there's definitely a discrepancy in the price depending on which configuration of each you're going with. But on top of that, there are some critical differences between the two laptops that should help you choose. So let's talk about these two devices, cover the good and the bad, and see which one comes out on top. So starting out with what's included, we're going to see some small and some major differences. Now, as far as the basics, both come with charging adapters and cables. The LG Gram Pro comes with a 90-watt single-port fast charging adapter and a USB-C cable. The MacBook Air comes with either a 35-watt dual USB-C port charging adapter or a 70-watt single-port adapter, and then both options come with a MagSafe cable. So here you need to choose between the higher capacity charger on the LG Gram Pro or the peace of mind that MagSafe offers with the MacBook Air, where you don't need to worry about your laptop getting damaged from an accidental cable pull. Now, as far as form factor, the MacBook Air has a more boxy design, it's smaller, and it's thinner. The LG Gram Pro has a tapered design, so it's thicker in the back than it is in the front. Personally, I haven't found this change in design to make a practical difference, so I guess it's just an aesthetic preference. And when it comes to the weight, the MacBook Air weighs 3.3 pounds, and here the LG Gram Pro comes out ahead at only 2.82 pounds. Now, I always carry my laptop in a backpack, so I don't really notice the difference in terms of portability, but when you're carrying them around, the LG Gram Pro definitely feels bigger, and at the same time, it's lighter. Now, on the other hand, the MacBook Air feels more solidly built. It has no flex to the keyboard plate, and the hinge is more firm, so the screen doesn't wobble as much when you're typing on it, which can happen with the LG Gram Pro if it's not on a solid surface. Now, looking at the ports, the MacBook Air has two USB-C ports and a MagSafe port on the left. Both are Thunderbolt/USB 4 ports, and then on the right, we have a 3.5mm headphone jack. The LG Gram Pro has two USB-C 4/Thunderbolt 4 ports and an HDMI 2.1 on the left, and then on the right side, we have two USB-A 3.2 ports and a 3.5mm headphone jack. Now, in both cases, you can only charge the laptop from the left side, but the LG Gram Pro saves you from needing an adapter for accessories that use USB-A. Also offers simpler compatibility with displays that use HDMI, and you can connect more accessories at once. Now, the one edge that I would give the MacBook Air is that you can use MagSafe for charging and then still have both USB-C ports available for accessories versus the LG Gram Pro, which requires you to charge using the USB-C, and we'll come back to charging and battery life later on, so make sure that you watch till the end. Now, moving on to the displays, we could see some super important differences. The LG Gram Pro has a larger display at 16 inches versus 15.3 on the MacBook Air, but the resolution on the MacBook Air is slightly higher and the display is a bit brighter. As far as the types of display, we're looking at LCD on the MacBook Air versus OLED on the LG Gram Pro. And I just want to mention that there are LCD models of the LG Gram Pro in case OLED displays bother your eyes. In terms of image quality, I like the MacBook Air, but I'm going to give the LG Gram Pro the edge here because the colors really pop off the screen. We have per pixel control, darker blacks, and better contrast. Now, if you're working outside or in areas where you have to deal with reflections, the MacBook Air has a slightly less reflective display, and again, we're getting a brighter display with 500 nits versus 400. When we look at refresh rate, the MacBook Air has a 60 Hz display and the LG Gram Pro has a variable refresh rate between 48 and 120 Hz, so you'll get smoother animation and scrolling and even better gaming performance, even though I wouldn't really classify this as a gaming laptop. Now, another related feature that's available with both devices is the ability to wirelessly use a tablet as a secondary display. So I can grab one of my iPads and use Sidecar with my MacBook Air, or I can use the LG Gram Link app, which lets you connect up to 10 devices to the LG Gram Pro, and the nice thing is that it works with both Android and iOS devices. Now, next, let's talk about the keyboard and trackpads on both of these laptops. So starting with keyboards, the one on the LG Gram Pro is larger and includes a number pad on the right. In terms of typing, the MacBook Air keyboard has larger keys, which offer more feedback and have been more comfortable for me to type on. The LG Gram Pro keyboard flexes a bit when you press down on it, whereas the MacBook Air is extremely solid, and both keyboards have a row of function keys, but the one on the MacBook Air is full height. Now, both laptops have large wrist rests, so there's plenty of room for my hands, and The one thing that I did notice is that the edge of the MacBook Air is a little bit sharper on my wrist when I rested on it if I compare it to the one on the LG Gram Pro. Now moving on to the trackpads, both are big and accurate, but the one on the MacBook Air is definitely better. It's a little bit bigger, so there's more room to work with, and you can also click anywhere on it versus the diving board design on the LG Gram Pro, which doesn't let you click at the very top. So overall, when you're looking at keyboards and trackpads, I'm going to give the edge to the MacBook Air unless your very specific workflow really benefits from having a number pad. Now, as far as biometric authentication, the MacBook Air uses Touch ID on the top right of the keyboard, and the LG Gram Pro uses the IR camera for facial recognition with Windows Hello. Now, both have worked well for me, and so far I haven't found one to be more accurate than the other, but the facial recognition option doesn't require me to actively authenticate, and LG actually added some super cool security features with LG Glance by Mirametrix. So for example, when you leave your laptop, it can be set to automatically turn off the screen. It can blur the screen when you're looking away, and it can either show you an on-screen warning or blur the screen when someone else is looking over your shoulder. Now, I would love these features to be brought to the MacBook Air. I think they're super cool, but that seems like it would require an upgraded True Depth camera, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because then we could also have Face ID. Now let's talk about the camera, microphone, and the speakers. So starting with the cameras, both offer a 1080p webcam, and here's a quick sample. Here's a camera and microphone test of the M3 MacBook Air and the 16-inch LG Gram Pro. This should give you a pretty good idea of the type of image quality that you're going to get and the audio quality that you should expect for video calls. Now let's get to the speakers. So the LG Gram Pro speakers sound pretty much like your average laptop speakers. They're fairly hollow and tinny. The MacBook Air definitely has better speakers. They're louder, they're warmer, they sound fuller, and they're the clear winner here. Now let's get to processing power. And as far as CPU, we're comparing the M3 chip on the MacBook Air with the Intel Core Ultra 7 155H processor on the LG Gram Pro. Now, personally, I care more about actual real-life use than benchmarks, but let's take a quick look. So we can see that the MacBook Air is well ahead for single-core performance, but the LG Gram Pro actually comes out slightly ahead for multi-core performance. When we look at GPU performance, we can see that the LG Gram Pro with a discrete option for the NVIDIA RTX 3050 scores very high, and it essentially puts it on par with everything but the highest-end MacBook Pro. Now, these are both powerful enough for average users and for many professionals. And it's really going to come down to whether your particular workflow requires the higher GPU performance of the LG Gram Pro. And then of course, another consideration that everyone should make is whether your specific set of software is available for both Mac OS and Windows. Now, the MacBook Air also doesn't have any type of active cooling system, whereas the LG Gram Pro has a new fan design with two separate fans that definitely help keep the system cool when you push it to the limit. Now, I ran some tests and pushed both laptops to 100% CPU performance for 10 minutes, and I noticed that both laptops dropped performance by about 7.5%, and the MacBook Air remained completely silent while the LG Gram Pro had to turn the fans on. So if the quietest working environment is a priority for you, the MacBook Air is the way to go. And this is a good time to talk about battery life so that we can see how efficient each laptop is. So first of all, the MacBook Air comes with a 66.5 watt-hour battery versus a 90 watt-hour battery on the LG Gram Pro. Now, Apple reports 18 hours of video playback on the MacBook Air, and LG claims up to 24.5 hours on the LG Gram Pro. So for my use, I actually found that the MacBook Air lasted longer than the LG Gram Pro for mixed use, which says a lot for the efficiency of the M3 chip. I also want to mention that both laptops did an outstanding job at maintaining battery life when not in use. Now, when we look at AI, as of right now, Apple Intelligence is not yet available in the production macOS Sequoia 15.0, so it's only available in the beta 15.1 version, and I don't like comparing beta versions to production versions. With the LG Gram Pro, we're getting Microsoft Copilot AI assistant integration, so you can use Copilot to help you summarize notes or quickly look up information.
Who won the NBA Finals in 2016?
In 2016, the Cleveland Cavaliers won the NBA Finals, defeating the Golden State Warriors.
There are also some other AI-powered features like a photo gallery that automatically categorizes your images and allows for image search using keywords. So at least for now, this is a win for the LG Gram Pro, and I'm super excited to revisit this subject in the near future when Apple Intelligence for Mac is officially released. Now let's look at the configuration options and pricing. So the MacBook Air starts out with 8 GB of RAM and 256 GB of internal storage for $1299. And remember that it's not upgradable. The LG Gram Pro that I'm using sells for $2,400, so it's quite a bit more expensive, but it has 32 GB of super fast LPDDR5X 7467 MHz RAM. It's running in dual channel mode and the RAM is not upgradable. I also have 2 TB of M.2 NVMe PCIe Gen 4 SSD storage. It's actually 2 1 TB sticks, and they are upgradable if you end up wanting to do something like that in the future. Now, if we want to compare apples to apples, we can upgrade the MacBook Air to 24 GB of RAM, which is the limit, then match the storage at 2 TB, at which point the MacBook Air would cost $2499. I also want to point out that I typically end up using external storage regardless of how much internal storage I get, and you can get some incredible speeds at very affordable prices, so I'll link to a few options in the description. Ultimately, both devices have their strengths and weaknesses, so it's important that you look at your specific needs as well as the ecosystem that you're in. The MacBook Air is smaller and thinner, it has better single-core performance, plenty of power for the vast majority of users, it has excellent battery life, best-in-class keyboard and trackpad, better speakers, and a more solid construction. The LG Gram Pro is lighter, it has a super nice OLED display which is larger and has a faster refresh rate. You get more ports to use, a number pad, better GPU performance, and AI features. Now you should check out this comparison. You know what I always say, buy it nice or buy it twice. Good luck and see you soon.